So sorry to stop it there, but it is 10:30. Everybody have a great day, and remember to fill out a.yrk.link.
Hey everyone, welcome to break. I was actually just told recently that this is, realized recently that this is like the first full week of school we've had in over a year. So that is really amazing. Like that is kind of cool to think about. It's a little sad I'm a little sad I'm not feeling too great today, so I'm not at school. But no worries, no worries. It looks like there are some more new faces, so it looks like it's going to be another interesting break. You want to take it away with announcements, Caitlin?
Yeah, we got our first announcement from Miss Berry. Yeah.
Actually, could I go last?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, Mr. Partlow.
Hi, just a quick announcement for seniors. You have a couple of surveys that I need you to complete as soon as possible. The first one is about our retreat at Rancho San Clemente. And that's a pretty straightforward one. And, yes or no, are you coming? Which I hope you are. So get that one done. And then the other one is a series of questions that I need to know for some reports that I'm doing. And if that could be completed by this Friday, that would be really helpful. So you're starting to get a lot of communications from me. Stay on top of those. That would be tremendous help. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Partlow. Our next announcement is from Mr. Blue.
Good morning, everyone. I have 4 incredible Summer Bridge announcements. We have 4 people who are session leaders, including our very own York alum, Grace Baker, who's come back to talk about some math and chemistry options. We have Shraddha Chaplet, who is offering 4 different engineering courses. We've got our own Dr. Trinos Aliman for a Spanish course. And then we also have the wonderful Chris Wilcox to talk about soccer. So take it away, presenters.
I can go first? Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you, kind of. I'm here to talk about the Summer Bridge program and the soccer that we're going to offer. Mr. Gaucher and I are running week-long soccer camps. They are to date, 1 second, please. They start June the 14th, and then the week of June the 21st, and then once again at the end of July, June the 19th. Like I said, they run for a week. This would be a really good thing if you're interested in continuing York's success on the soccer field. And it's also going to be joined by kids from, all over the area. So if you have gotten into soccer this year, it will be great because you can build on your skills and you can build on your cohesion as a team. And if you are already an advanced player, please show up. It will just, you can keep your skills in tune, and it will just benefit the program. And if you're not doing anything in the summer and you kind of feel like you're just sitting there, why don't you text your friends and all join up for the same week? It could be quite fun. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I guess I can go next. Buenos días a todos. I'm here to talk about these sessions that we are going to be offering in Spanish culture. So these sessions are going to run from June 14th through the 18th, and then we are going to have another session from June 21st to the 25th. So we are going to, I invite my students from Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, because this is going to be a great opportunity to learn more about the culture and learn more about Spanish. And also, we are going to be learning through games, videos, and other fun activities. So I encourage you to join us, and you will have also the opportunity to meet new friends, because there are other people from the area that are going to be joining the program. So please join us.
Okay, I can go really quickly. Hi, everybody. My name is Grace. As you might have gained from reading the chat, I'm a relatively recent York alum from 2017, and I am now back to teach an Intro to Chemistry course, an Algebra refresher course, and a Geometry refresher course. And each one will be offered twice, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon if you have a preference. And the Intro to Chemistry course, we're going to do some really fun experiments, some fun demonstrations. I'm a personal fan of Kahoots, so I'm trying to incorporate those whenever I can. And, you know, if you have no exposure to chemistry whatsoever, this is perfect for you. We're going to go over some good fundamentals that will really help you build upon when the concepts start to get more difficult when you actually take your future chemistry courses. And then for the two other math courses, it would be better if you did have some previous exposure to algebra or geometry ahead of time. The hope is that we go over some of the more difficult concepts in each of those subjects, and particularly with a focus on second semester topics. So if you just feel like you want a little bit of a, you know, refresher, this course will be perfect for you. And I love math and science, and I want you to too. So let's have a fun summer.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go next. Everyone can hear me? I'm good. Okay. I put my name in the chat, the pronunciation. My name's Shraddha. I'm an electrical engineer turned teacher. So I love teaching about building things and engineering. I feel like anybody is able to do that as long as you get exposed to it at any time in your life. I'm gonna be teaching 3 different classes, 4 sessions with 3 different classes. And my promise to each of you, whoever signs up, is that I want to be there to support you, guide you, teach you, learn from you, and make sure you have fun and make sure you get to play. And I'm talking about engineering here, so believe me, that's possible. The first class that I'm going to be teaching is going to be called Biomimicry. So I kind of created this one. It's emulating nature. So you look outside. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be exploring this 100-acre outdoor lab that you all have, that you're in the presence of. And we're going to observe everything that's out there, from plants and animals to leaves, because so much of what we see in life can be, you know, it can be inspired by nature. Birds flying, so we build planes. Ducks floating, so how do we float our boats? Solar cells influenced by the surface of leaves. And then so we'll come back, and then we're going to be prototyping whatever you build that's inspired by nature. So I'm actually going to show you something really quick, because I'm going to do 3 really quick things. So for example, if you look here, you know, it's mechanical. It's got gears, it's got a wind-up spring, and a motor. And this looks like an animal, right? And it's just going across. So how do you create things? How do you create things from scratch and from what you observe? So that's going to be the first class. The second class is going to be design thinking. And so I believe that design thinking is really like the scientific method or the engineering design process, where you build out a methodology in your head, but it is so that you can solve any problem, any challenge that you see in the world. I truly, truly believe in this generation, and you guys need to have the tools, and you need to have the mindset to be able to challenge, to take on these challenges. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the process of the design process, and then we are going to do a mini challenge, and then a 2-day challenge that actually addresses a Monterey Bay community problem or a challenge that that we come up with. And then at the end, you're going to prototype, you're going to build things with your hand, and you're actually going to come up with something that you're going to present on the last day. So for example, you know, I just told you guys that my name is really hard to pronounce. So I realized that people were really embarrassed or shy to ask me, and they would just call me all sorts of things. I mean, it was, you know, they wouldn't talk to me. So I created this. It's got a circuit in here that has a microphone and a speaker, and you can connect it so that you can change whatever recording you have, and it has a push button. So anytime, and then I put cardboard that I got from an Amazon box, and I decorated with some ink. And so I put it in my mailbox, so anytime somebody wanted to know how to say my name, they could just push the button and they could hear it without feeling embarrassed. I will teach you guys how to troubleshoot, because my circuit doesn't work at the moment, so I can't show you that. So that's the second thing. And the last class that I'm going to have is probably my favorite, but I'm not going to say that because I want you to take all three of them. I call it the charm of a robotic arm. And robotic arms are everywhere in every single industry that you can think of. So it doesn't matter if you're into entertainment, you're into medicine, if you're into food, it is everywhere. You can have robotic arms make things for you. So I'm going to be showing you how first they mimic our body, like actually mimic our arm. And then we're going to be creating one. We're actually going to be building a robotic arm. And then we're going to do like a little bit of a simulated creative demo at the end with your classmates. And I don't have a robotic arm. Just kidding. Of course I have a robotic arm. How could I not have a robotic arm for you guys? So this is the robotic arm you guys are going to be building. It's going to have 5 different degrees of freedom, and it's going to have a little wired box that you control. And as my little farewell to you guys in this, before I see you in class, I'm going to show you. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, there you go. Thank you. Sign up.
Boo, Dodgers.
Wow, okay, thank you. I just wanted to give a little reminder just for everyone announcing today. We have a lot of announcements today, so just maybe pick up the pace just a little bit. But again, if you're interested in any of these summer bridge programs, if you just have like a little bit of an inkling of interest in any one of them, I would suggest taking it and just signing up. And so our next announcement is from Mr. Brookhauser.
Hey, all, want to let you know that you probably might have heard, we're offering a vaccine clinic tomorrow afternoon. All of the reservations have gone out. It's totally booked. And so we're not able to accept any more reservations for this vaccine. But if you did get an email from me this morning, if you're a student, I need you to forward that email to your parents so they know about it. Some of your parents gave me your email address, so I want to make sure that you forward it to their parents so they know that it's there, and I want to see you tomorrow afternoon to get your Fauci ouchie. See you later.
Thank you, Mr. Brookhauser. Our next announcement is from Ms. Traxel.
Hi, so normally during this time, York students, they participate in a mathletics competition, but of course that couldn't happen. But rather than canceling the competition as they did last year, this year they offered a mathletics festival in which students from all over the county, they come and they work on math puzzles just for fun. And I don't think it happens very often that students just come and do things for the love and joy of mathematics. So I wanted to acknowledge the students from York that participated. We were the only high school in the entire county that participated. So I just thought this was fantastic. So we have Normandy Filchek, Juliet Oliver, John Schrong, and Bodie Brunings. And I just think it's fantastic. They spent a Saturday doing fun math puzzles, and they were also helpful to other students, giving them tips and so on. So great job.
So, cool. All right. Next announcement is from Mr. Key.
Thanks, Caitlin. Good morning, everybody. I hope last Friday night that you had a chance to watch the fantastic Spring Arts Celebration. It was incredible. And I just wanted to thank first all of the students who were highlighted during that evening. The talent at York is incredible, and it was a really uplifting night for me, and I'm sure for all of you that watched it. Obviously, the arts celebration doesn't happen without the help of your wonderful teachers. So I wanted to thank Mr. Williams as the department chair, Mr. Drusko, both Ian and Gerard Martin, and Mr. Reynolds for all the work that they've put in this year in a very unusual format, trying to do that virtually. So thank you, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. It was a great, great night.
Caitlin, can I jump in real quick, please?
Yeah.
It's sort of related. Great, thanks.
I'd like to add that I've been thinking a lot about hope and optimism lately. And I think the perfect example of optimism and hope was that virtual arts celebration on Friday. I couldn't watch it live, so I watched it on Monday morning. And then I watched it again on Monday night. And it was so incredible. You all are unbelievable artists. I'm not embarrassed to say that I cried multiple times while I watched it. The beauty was amazing. Thank you. And thanks to the arts department for all of their work this year, which has been such a challenging year for the arts curriculum. Gerard Martin, Ian Martin, Stu Reynolds, Danko Drusko, and Spencer Williams. And a special thanks to Mr. Williams for his leadership in the arts this year. So congratulations to you and to everyone who participated in that amazing art celebration. And I just want to say to every student that I personally want to thank you all for being so patient and persistent this year. It's been inspiring for me to watch you persevere. And I want to encourage you to be optimistic, just like that arts festival, that arts celebration. Optimistic about the summer, about next year, about our world. I know it sounds cliche, but there's a reason for hope, and we can do it together. So congratulations to all of you too. So thank you. Oh, also, I came into my office this morning, and here's what I found. I found some bugs in my office. So I'm gonna show you this bug that I found. Let's see if we can get it here. Can we see this here? That was a little bug that I found in my office right here. So thanks, Caitlin.
All right, next announcement is from Kate Popke.
Okay, just a quick announcement for LitMag. We're kind of wrapping up the year, putting finishing touches on some stuff that we want to show you guys. But before that, I want to get some submissions in from the community. So if you have anything to submit, whether it's art, poetry, writing, if it's something from an English class or an art class, that's great too. You can go ahead and send it to either me, Miss Barry, litmag@york.org, email, and I'll put those all in the chat. But thank you guys.
All right, our next announcement is from Dr. Hannah, Mr. Dr. Hannah.
Thank you, Caitlin. As coincidental as this is, I'm happy to be following in the announcements made by Grace and Shraddha, two great examples of women who are passionate about science, technology, engineering, math. And I know Grace in particular was involved a lot in the arts when she was at York as well. So this announcement is for all art-minded scientists or science-minded artists who are driven by a passion in science, technology, engineering, art, and/or math. For those interested in being a STEAM scholar, receiving that recognition your senior year, the STEAM Studies page is now live under the Extra tab in Haiku, same place you can find Global Studies. There you'll find all kinds of information about the requirements and forms you need to submit. And even if you're younger and thinking about how you might combine different passions that you have in those areas, go ahead, take a look and start planning maybe your future project or what you might do during your time at York. So again, STEAM Studies is live under the Extra tab on Haiku. It is modeled after the Global Studies page. And just a quick shout out to Dr. Giacchetti, who provided me lots of the information to sort of follow upon for the Global Studies. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you, Caitlin, for fitting us all in today, and I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, our next announcement is from Mr. Williams.
I just personally wanted to say thank you to everyone who participated in the art show, whether you were in the audience or if you were being showcased as a student. I know not everyone was showcased, but as I mentioned in chamber choir just before this class or before this break, this year has pushed us in new ways in the arts and really being vulnerable as an individual. In choir, you sing as a group. In band, you play as a band member in a group. It's all about, it's a team effort. And I think we've had to work really hard individually. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who participated in that, and being vulnerable and sharing your voice and sharing your, it was very inspiring. And thank you, Mr. Key and Jay-Z, for highlighting that and supporting that work. I do really appreciate it. And so congratulations to everyone who participated in that. And if you didn't get a chance to watch, I'll drop the link in the chat. So thank you.
All right, our next announcement is from Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, I've got something really cool to share with you. And also, I just wanted to, in the course of thanking all the artists that took art classes this year, please remind you that if you could return the reusable items at the completion of your last project, that would be great, because I've sent out a bunch of stuff home, and it would really help for next year if I could get the things that are reusable back. So thank you in advance for doing that. And also, if you happen to be a Herald reader, Monterey Herald, there was a story the other day, and this is what it looked like. This is not Dr. Hanna. I know it looks like him, and if Dr. Hanna lived 100 years ago, he might have been this guy, Ed Ricketts, who was famous in Steinbeck's books. And my son Mike and I were just blown away at the resemblance. Dr. Hanna, are you not sharing something with us? Are you related to this person? I think it's amazing. He's even got the modest look of Dr. Hanna and the rugged outdoorsiness. Well, there may be a connection. Whoops, sorry. Anyways, that's all I had to say.
I think we found Dr. Hanna's doppelganger for sure. Thanks. Our next announcement is from Mr. Raymond.
Thanks, Caitlin. Aloha, everybody. Just wanted to offer a recognition and a reminder related to our friends studying abroad, our international students, some who are still at a distance at home, and some who are residing in the Monterey or California area. So this is the recognition. Distance learning has been really difficult for all of us, and now that we are able to come back to campus, it's a wonderful thing. Just a reminder that many of our friends are still studying at a distance, owing to travel restrictions, and fortunately, those travel restrictions are starting to be lifted. So the reminder to our friends, some of whom are 6,000 miles away, all the information that you need from York School to book your visa appointments so that you can return to California this summer for school in August has been sent to you and your families. And we look forward to you being able to make those appointments and booking your flights and returning to us in California, Monterey this summer and fall. We miss you. And we appreciate how hard you've been working through the middle of the night, and we appreciate all the faculty that have been supporting you. Your friends miss you, and we're really looking forward to seeing you back at York. If you are an international student and you already, if you never left and you stayed in Monterey, you're in California, but you think you want to travel out of the country this summer, you do need to come to my office so that I can sign your travel endorsement on the back of your I-20. It only takes a minute. I appreciate those. Some of you have already been coming by for that. But just a reminder that the rest of you do need to come by before the end of school. And then finally, just a really important quick statement on free speech. I've become aware that some of you have requested that there are no longer be allowed any comments about baseball at break, specifically the Washington Nationals. I know some of you are calling for a ban, and some of you have gone so far to even start a petition, and you're sharing it with Mr. Key. And I just wanted to say that I am not in favor of this ban. It is true that sometimes people say things that can be considered silly or even frivolous. But we are not only a tolerant community, we are an accepting community at York. And we need to allow people to say things that are sometimes silly so that they can also say things that are hopeful and really meaningful and really important, especially at break. And that's why we accept all speech at break. And I just encourage all of you to think about the importance of that. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Raymond. Our next announcement is from Francis.
Hi. By the way, I absolutely agree with Mr. Raymond on that. I personally don't care at all about baseball or football or whatever sport the Washington Nationals are, but I respect everybody's right to talk about it. But the reason why I'm announcing right now is me and Hannah were talking, Hannah Zhu, and we decided that there is no real reason to hold Knitting Club today, so we just thought we would give the announcement that any donations you have for Knitting Club, whether that be the squares for Miss Williston's blanket, or hats, or if you made anything else to donate, we will be collecting that on May, I'll just make sure I have that right, on 5/27, the 27th of this month. So that would be a good time to come and bring them in. So if you haven't done anything, totally ignore this. If you have, that's when we want those donations. And if you are in Knitting Club, have a good lunch.
All right, and I believe our final announcement is from Miss Berry. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, if anyone needs to talk.
I need to make an announcement too, Caitlin.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you still want to go last?
Yeah, that would be great, Kelly. Thanks.
Okay, so this is to the senior class of 2021. There's only a couple of you in here right now, but if you could pass it on to your classmates when you see them. I sent you a survey to fill out for the new alumni luncheon next Wednesday, and pretty much all of the faculty and staff have chosen what they would like for lunch, but you have not. So class of 2021, if you could fill that survey out. I know you're getting inundated with emails and surveys and all the other fun stuff for the end of the year. But if you are coming to the new alumni lunch next Wednesday, I need to know, and I also need to know what you would like to eat. So please fill it out when you get a chance. Thank you.
Okay, and before Miss Berry goes, Nayeli has an announcement.
Okay, hi. I'll keep this quick, but you've reached your mental health checkpoint for today. And today's question is, how much sleep have you gotten this week? Teenagers should be getting about 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. So say the week started on Sunday, that means by today we should have gotten anywhere from 24 to 30 hours of sleep. Adults need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So at this point, your faculty and staff should have gotten 21 to 24 hours in. Sleep allows for energy conservation and lets our body restore and repair itself through cellular restoration. It affects brain function, learning, memory retention, problem-solving skills, creativity, decision-making, focus, and concentration. Sleep also increases brain activities in areas that regulate emotion, helping to further support brain function and emotional well-being. A good way to catch up on sleep is to take naps. 10 to 20-minute naps are a good way to boost alertness and feel refreshed. However, set a timer, because naps that are 30 minutes or longer, if you take a nap that is 30 minutes or longer, your body will start to enter the non-REM stage 3, which is deep sleep, and you may find yourself waking up just as or more tired than you were having gone to sleep to the nap. Since it is the end of the school year, we're putting a lot of time and energy into final projects and exams, or grading if you're a teacher, and we might be feeling extra tired or like we're not getting enough sleep. So a good way to catch up is to take a nap. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go. I know this is going to put us into next period by a few minutes, so my apologies for going over. But we wrapped up sophomore speeches last week, as you know, and so it is time for my annual doggerel honoring the sophomores and their speeches. So here we go. Sophomores. Once more, the pandemic forced us on screen to protect our health through requisite hygiene. Existential worries shaded our days as we retraced our steps like mice in a maze. But as we each sat alone in our own tiny squares, your speeches entertained us and eased our cares. You shared stories of bar mitzvahs and lost quinceañeras, of mothers and grandmas and beloved nanas, recommendations for coffee shops and thoughts about self-esteem, of swim meets and trying out for the basketball team. You shared stories of overcoming failure and trial, getting back on that bike and facing middle schoolers hostile. Stories of friendships, both new and old, and of slow riding a bike with amazing control. Tales of overcoming stereotypes and hate, of taking action versus following fate. Reflections on privilege, racism, and pride, and reaching out to those marginalized. How a compliment and a lammy eased anxiety, and stories of grappling with ADHD. You amused us with a tale of an experiment gone awry, and moved us with a piano story that made the whole school cry. You told narratives of parents who loved from afar, and a mother whose love burns bright as a star. Tales of strangers' kindness on an arduous journey home, and the John Muir Trail upon which you did roam. You told of bonds with the ocean and of Filipino shoes, and how unhappy memories are not necessary to lose. Philosophies of thoughtful ignorance and treating elders with care, and how father figures and poetry can conquer despair. So thank you, sophomores. Each story you shared was a gift to our community, insight, compassion, vulnerability, and euphony. This year's speeches were more treasured than ever, for even though we were apart, you brought us together. So please unmute and join me in raucously congratulating this year's sophomore class on the completion of their sophomore speeches.
Encore.
All right, that's the end of break. Thank you to everyone who had announcements and kept it a bit short. Everyone, go to class. All right.